saw, I'm on a trip. I'm in Germany for the next couple of weeks, and I want to take the opportunity while I'm here to take some inspiration from that and use it to design the PEC corporate tower. Be taking my time here in Germany, and eventually I'll take some time to do some sketching based off of things I've taken pictures of. It's really, really nice out. It's a clean city. I got the first Invincible anthology, but it's of course it's in German, so I can't read it. Cut to whenever I'm sketching.
It's been a little bit, and I have progress made. I was on the train, and I got a little bored, and I kind of went bazangas. This is what I have so far. It's one building, it's one structure, but it's gonna look like two, with a connection between the two of them. So on the main part of the land is where the actual interior of the whole structure is going to be. And then it's gonna go across where the pavement currently is, and that's where all this overhead's gonna be. And then up here is where the elevator is gonna be. So this is entirely going to be for moving up and down the floors. I think I figured out a way to make it relatively detailed. As you can see, I'm drawing in like stain marks as well, because it's gonna be like, you know, big tall building. It's gonna be hard to power wash, something like this. Taken over here, I had a single idea for like drop ceiling design. Some ideas for the color palettes, block palettes I'm using. I want to make this section taller, so it's probably gonna be more like, instead of this and then this, it's probably gonna be more like this and then like that, maybe. Not by too much. Just the office section will be taller. There won't be any taller like actual purchasing sections. And of course, this is where the railway would be, and the majority of the base I've already built would be like over here. So we go across. This is the parking lot. I also had an idea for the backside. We can do a little mural maybe. I want to put an ad here that I can like. It's a big thing that I can change out what ad is shown there. Some fans on the side, maybe over there. Windows. I want to add some spruce for decor, and I'm pretty happy with this. So I am going to time skip to when I'm back at a computer where I can build things and design things, and we're gonna build this in the testing world, at least the baseline design, and see what we can come up with. See if we can get it looking like it will fit in the area.
Unload that schematic. And this is the size of the area that we have. I have one big tower and one smaller tower right next to it. This is kind of what we're looking at in terms of size, in terms of like the scaling between the two. And what I almost want to do is just take Axiom and just stretch the building until I get the height that I want, and then worry about cutting things away. I think I might do that actually, because I feel like that would be easiest. Wow, that's a crazy scale. Okay. And it's taller than Echo Tower. It's significantly taller than Echo Tower. I have not been flashback recording any of this. I am a terrible Minecraft YouTuber. I am terrible at this. I'm bad. I'm awful. Okay. Okay. You know, that's not terrible. This is kind of working. No, I have an idea. I have an idea. I have an idea. Bam, 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 bam. Delete that. This is the genius part. This is where I become the most renowned Minecraft architect of my generation. What the heck? That's so cool. Oh my gosh. And the last level can be the actual logo. That's what we'll do. It's freaking massive. It's so intimidating too. It's like ridiculously intimidating. There's not any detail. It's taller than EC Tower. Oh, it's significantly taller than EC Tower. It is significantly taller. The only thing it's shorter than is the rocket and the cathedral that's already on top of a mountain. It is taller than everything. This is not a small construction, by the way. This is a pretty significant piece of construction. This isn't small. This is a lot of building. No, it's not. It might be too small. I think you might be right. We might have to increase the size. My idea with these is these are actually going to be balconies. So you can walk out up here over the entire shopping district, over the mountain range, and it's like a beautiful view from any floor. I have made a lot of progress, and frankly, I am extremely happy with how this is coming out. Let me just give you a couple of angles, because by God, it's beautiful. Let me just from here too. This is a good angle. You come down around about here. This is really pretty. Or if I time set noon, you also get a different look from it. Or time set 12:50. That's really pretty. Ah, it's just fantastic. It's just great. And time set night. I think it's well lit. I think it's appropriately lit in the right spots. So I added actually quite a few things since the stream. So let me do a quick run through. I changed the windows in there to be white. I think the contrast is good. I think the URAD here was already there. Not much has changed with that. Down here, I added the entrance, which is here. I think this looks fine. I think it looks quite good. And then also the inside here. This is really cool. I was really happy with this. Obviously with the shaders, it's not quite as cool, but it's a very short. It's not even a fog effect. It's just like a reflection effect with a bunch of end rods to make it look like they're stars or something. And you look at the floor, I got tuff going into pale moss and then into cyan terracotta in the middle. And underneath the pale moss is the occasional waxed exposed copper bulb. If we stay outside, I've done a lot of work here. Obviously, I've moved the windows, copied them for every floor. Oopsies. And on the back here, I've added another sign to fill up this space that goes sideways. And I am really happy with how these sideways letters came out. It says Pizza Engineering Corporation. And then we've got a little image of the rocket taking off. I'm really happy with all of these sideways letters. This here, don't worry about this. This will become a mural that I'm not going to build yet. Maybe I'll build it on stream before we actually build it. But over here, I did the detailing work here. I added 2 fans and this piping, and down here, it's like one of these vents that you see, like where there would be fans behind this where it's like slats, so it kind of keeps the thing from making too much noise. If I just like sneak in here, let's see, I'm gonna put one of these machines back here that has a just an air whooshing sound effect that goes on repeat. So if you come up to this, you hear like it's like kind of what data centers sounds like. Also, I don't know if I showed this off, but if I set it to night, that's when the fans activate, because there's a one of these here. There's a daylight sensor here. But when it's not nighttime and when would be peak activity through this tower, the fans are off, so it's not super loud. Obviously, we've got PEC. I haven't changed much with this. The windows, I did a little bit of work with. The roofs, I changed a little bit. I added the string so snow wouldn't fall on them. I've added a couple of these like vents. Also these redstone torches to make it look like they're the airplane like warning lights to make sure people don't run into the towers. Also, I got another radar dish, which is not a copy paste from that over there. It's just the same color palette. It is at a different angle and it's a different size, but I think it actually looks better than the other one, at least from like sideways angles. And then I have 2 towers here. I'd imagine this would be like they'd be like radio or cell phone towers or something like that. The insides are slightly different. Each of these floors, except for the very top one, is pretty much identical. You go inside, obviously you'd be approaching from the elevator shaft. This is what the elevator doors look like now. Worry about that in a second. And of course, same floors as on the ground floor, tough to pale moss, which has some lights underneath it, and cyan terracotta. And then, you know, I got the windows on both sides here, which are up pretty high. In the ceiling, I put black concrete and then dark oak hanging signs scattered with end rods to make it look like it's like slats of wood with lights in between. And I made it pretty much a random pattern, but I think it looks pretty good. The pattern is repeated on every floor, so it's the same on every floor. But yeah, then you turn this corner, then you have this the wraparound window where you see the mountains and the shopping district inside, and then you can go out on the balcony, of course, where you can see the shopping district, and it's beautiful. It's actually really nice. It's super nice out on the balconies. But let me show you the thing I've spent the most time on in the last couple of days, which was designing this. I designed an entire elevator, an entire elevator. So let me just show you how it works. So obviously you walk on the elevator, just so you can see it easier. There's another note block back there, and there's a note block there. This note block sends you down, which I'm not going to click yet because there's no station down there. There will be for the minecart rail, but I'm going to click up, and this sign tells you what floor you're currently on. So we're on the ground floor, public relations. That's like the front office. That's what I'm going to call it. Oh, it sounds like a trumpet. But it'll send us up, and this is a slime block flying machine, honey flying machine, and then we'll go up, and it'll stop us on the floor above. We're now on the first floor, which I've marked as this is going to be selling stone products, right? And then we'll actually, so I can demonstrate, that button will send it down, and then once it detects that it's gone, it closes the door behind you, and the doors don't open until the elevator gets down, and then the doors open. So the doors are only open, you can only access the elevator shaft if the elevator is on your floor. But if the elevator is not on your floor and you want to use the elevator, you hit the call button, and then it calls the elevator back up to you, and it works super well. Let me just show you the redstone. It's a repeating pattern, except for the top and the very bottom are going to be slightly different, but it's a repeating pattern. Each station has some, oh my gosh, it's almost impossible to like fully show you. This is the call system, so it'll send a ping up and a ping down separately to try to get an elevator from whatever station to your location. If it's above, obviously it'll send it down. If it's below, it'll send it up. Yeah, this is the system that will send the elevator down, so it has the double piston extended observer out. Right here, this is the locking mechanism. You'll see for this one, it's not pushed in. So the locking mechanism basically works out so that this elevator, the top section of the elevator, of the actual slime block machine, each section of the top is exactly 12 blocks. So when it hits a floor where this is extended, it wants to pull the deep slate with it, but it can't because it makes it 13 blocks. And that's the maximum piston push limit. But then once it logs here, because there's a redstone block in the actual elevator like platform, and it will change the state of this shelf block, because if you power a shelf block, it goes from having the 3 spots to the 1, and then the observer detects that, makes the change, and then it will trigger this copper bulb, which pulls the deep slate block back, and that means it can move again. So every floor by default has this extended. So once it reaches a floor, it stops, triggers this, and then it gets pulled back so you can move again. This circuit also is what activates the door. So that's also the same detection mechanism for when it opens the door, closes it or not. And that's essentially the whole thing. And this system for the call will ping up and down, and it's only able to call, it gets blocked off. It's only able to call it if the elevator is actually in that station. So otherwise it's completely blocked off, so it's not triggering every one of these circuits for every single station, because you don't want them to interfere with each other or accidentally block the elevator while it's moving. So it can only trigger call at a station if the elevator is actually there. So that was a lot of redstone nonsense. If you didn't understand that, it's fine. Don't worry. All you have to know is that the elevator works perfectly. It's a little slow. I'll grant that it's a little slow. You know, once you get to a station, you have to wait a second or two before the door actually opens, because it's registering that the elevator just got there. But it's really cool, and it's super reliable. I have, you know, I wouldn't put it past Zedskova to break this, but so far I haven't had any issues. Okay, yeah, we're on the second floor here. This is going to be where I sell my rockets and maybe elytra. Maybe I'll sell elytra there or something. Third floor, this is going to be where I sell redstone supplies. The first floor where I sell redstone supplies, because I've inherited the redstone store now. And we get to the fourth floor, which is also where I'll sell redstone supplies, because they're quite a bit. And I want to make it look nice and be able to spread it out a little bit. And here on the fifth floor, we have the campaign office. I'll talk about that next episode, or maybe the episode after. Soon. One more floor, and we reach the top. And the top floor is the CEO's quarters. And to actually walk across to it, you have to go out on top here. And oh my gosh, it's beautiful. It's so pretty. I love it so much. It's so pretty here. You have to actually go out here and look. You can come up and look at the whole thing, whole server from here. And over here, I've done very little work here. I've put lights in the floor. I've built the floor. I made the floor over here. I'm gonna put a mural on this wall, because I've got a 2-block thick wall here, and I'm gonna put a big, probably like a PEC, PEC in space mural or something. I don't know, something cool. I put a bookshelf in that nook because I thought it looked nice. Obviously, we've got the wraparound window up here, which is the perfect place to look at the rocket over the mountain range. Very cool. Got the Notre Dame in the distance. Obviously, I got my own private balcony with the higher roof here. I've actually got 2 private balconies. There's one above. So if I walk back this way, there's a big staircase, which I take, and we're here. This is probably where I'm going to keep my bed and some of my collectibles. I'll have like an office and a desk and some more stuff down there. But I'll keep some stuff here, and a bed probably right here would be perfect. Some various things. But of course, we've got big windows in the front here that you'll just be able to see out into the sky from. Maybe I'll put something up there to be in frame. Maybe I'll put like a satellite way up here. And then of course you walk over here. I did this design with the dark oak stairs, just because I thought it looked neat and I wanted to break it up a little bit. Gotta put some lights up here and do some extra stuff. Not finished up here, obviously. But then you come out here and you're up on the top balcony. And I think this is a really cool area because you can just, you can see everything. I mean, you can see everything from pretty much everywhere, but like, wow, I can actually look all the way down and see the frog from here. In fact, I can see Ike's house from here over the mountains. That's cool. But that is what I have so far. I'm going to be doing more work on this on stream. I'm going to be doing all the texturing work on stream as well. But I would like to get this episode finished, and I have one thing that I want to do actually on EchoCraft, because this is an EchoCraft episode, to make it look like this is getting worked on. So of course this is the spot where the tower is going to go, but it doesn't quite look like it, right? It looks a little lame. We can fix that, and I've got some ideas to do so, because I want something to fill this space while I'm not actually doing anything with it. Make it look like they're digging out the bottom and like slowly filling it with supports and with concrete and such to make the foundation. That's what I want to do in here, at least. We'll make it so there's still like dirt at the bottom and there's a bunch of workers down there sorting things out. we'll make it on the side, so like there's concrete coming up, but there's also like iron bars, like which would just be rebar essentially coming up. Let's make some muddy looking spots with the soil, and of course the pod soil. Let's get a little bit of not straight rotation on that. There you go. I will give the armor stands bodies at the end, but for now this is all right. This does in fact look like a construction site. It's like very, very, very early stages of a construction site, but it does look like a construction site. Then the last thing I want to do is I want to put one of the mechs here. That's not what I meant to do. Load schematic. We have made a lot of progress today. It's mostly been on the back end, of course, but I think this is some great work, and we visualized it all with this this construction team here, which is this is really cute. I like this. I'm glad I came up with this idea. They're all working away. They're getting to work on the tower. It's under construction. Yeah, I wanted to make this because I don't know how long it's actually going to take for me to build the tower, like to get the resources and to do all the other projects right before that I need to do. But that's going to be happening soon. And I do want to build my storage system back here. All of this will be done in time, and I'm really excited. I think it's going to be perfect. Okay, this is the last time I'm making an update for this episode because I think I have the tower itself almost fully designed. I have done a lot of work since I made the construction area actually on the server. Of course, we're still in the creative world. And I know this episode does not have a lot actually within EchoCraft, and I'm sorry, but this is just one of those projects that I have to have one episode designing, one episode actually building. Maybe more. I don't know. You're going to see some differences here from the last time I showed it to you. There's a lot of changes. I've done a crap ton of texturing. And this is honestly probably some of the best texturing I've ever done. My main thing that I did was add a lot of these overhangs, all these ledges. I went little bits occasionally of mossy cobblestone into tuff, into pale moss, into gravel covered by glow lichen, and then into the stone. Up here you would have the andesite on the top parts of the ledges, and then regular and not polished andesite here, and then regular andesite up here. Those ledges really need power washed. There's some moss or some algae or some something growing. It's stained, it's wetter there, it's a little green. It's got like all of those blocks have a green undertone, so it actually works pretty well with the copper accents that I've been working with. So you got the green in the copper accents, but also the green in actual texturing of just the walls, which I think works out well. Also, of course, I textured the parts in between. This was a lot simpler. I'm sorry, that's loud. This was a lot simpler. I just had darker into the base and then lighter at the top to make it look like it's weathered. I haven't changed much here. I just did more texture on this wall. Back here has some pretty decent change. I added this light bar, which is just a big line of observers that loops here, just to kind of fill the space a little bit. I didn't know what else to do with this, and it does still feel like there's a little bit of an empty gap there, but I can't do much about it. That area is filled with redstone, and I kind of gave up on the idea of making a mural there or something because the space was a little bit too tight. It was a little bit too cramped. But then coming back around to this side, not much else to change. Oh, the other thing I did change is I added texturing to the wood bits here as well, all of the dark oak. I transitioned from dark oak into spruce into mud brick stairs, which is another interesting choice I made. But then I blended it more with signs, so a lot of dark oak signs moving over into where the spruce is, some spruce moving into where the mud bricks are, etc., etc., and that created a very uneven shading design where it looks like pieces of it are kind of tearing away, or you know, maybe some parts of it are more weathered than others, or maybe need to be replaced. And I think it works really well. And there's a few other details that I've done as well. Obviously, I added this little fan here, which is constantly going. I also, on each floor where there's going to be stuff sold or etc., I added these cutouts on this part of the wall, which I think is where the stuff can actually be sold, or at least like a portion of it. I can put chests here, and maybe it's like a big display. Maybe this is a display of what's being sold or something like that. I don't know. I'll figure out in time. I'm not worried about the interior detailing yet, but I figured cutting out this notch and using the back of it like this will be quite effective, and I think it'll do a good job. Also, I think it's cool, and I'll show it to you. Because of the way my shaders are, the sun's at an angle, and it like rises and sets at an angle rather than like straight up and then straight down. So if I time set like 3000 and then time set 6000, you see the sun actually moves pretty perfectly like through the space of the windows. Time set 8000, now it's over there. Time set 10,000, now it's over there. It's behind the cloud, but it's over there. Time set 12,000, now it's going to be out of view, but it's over there now, and now you got the light coming in from that side. And I think it's really cool that at midday it's like right in the middle of these windows. You can see it right up there. I think that's a really neat effect. I'm really happy with that. Completely unintentional, because it was just a factor of my shaders that I didn't really consider, but it worked out really well. But there you go. I mean, that's a really neat detail, I think, and I'm really happy with how that worked out. But that's really all I did. But I think in this state, the exterior of the tower itself, not the stuff down there, not this part, not underneath it where the station's going to be, not the landscaping around it, but the tower itself, I think it's done. I think it's textured right. I think the details are right. I still need to do a lot of work with this project. I'm going to need to do a lot of gathering materials, less than I thought. I did look at the materials list, and it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. It's still going to be a big project, don't get me wrong, but it's not too unreasonable. It's not going to take me like 2 months to do. It's still going to be decently feasible. For that, I am glad, because I don't have time for that. There are a couple other things on Necrocraft that are going to take priority first before I actually build this for real, but it is coming in the near future. I have a couple other projects working that I'm going to start working on right now. If you're excited to see any of those things, make sure to subscribe, because it really helps me out, and it's completely free to you. And those are the only 2 good reasons, actually. I don't know why I said "and" a third time or a second time. Ignore me. Thank you so much for watching this far. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.